Check 1 2 1 2. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here on this beautiful Saturday morning. Changing it up. We got a new jib arm by the dip. All right. No collared shirt today, just for my wife. My wife bought me this shirt. Wanted to wear it for her and make her laugh today. So by the dip, baby. And new microphone setup. Hoping it I don't know, different. Just wanted to change up the studio a little bit. It's very, very minor. Shout out to Rode, man. Always bringing us the best, hottest products in the game. Rode. And honestly, Rode, I'll keep this up here. We should talk to Rode, reach out to Rode and say, hey, we should do something. Do some type of partnership with Rode, man. I'd love to promote Rode. I'm predicting sideways movement throughout June with spikes up and down. That shirt is awesome. Yeah, buy the dip, baby. Buy the dip. You know how it is. I'm saying it without saying it. Let's break down Bitcoin. Last thing I did before I went to bed was draw this flag on the 1 minute. Said, I think it looks, to me like we may get a bit of a pump here. We got a pump. They dolphin dip down where anyone would have put a stop loss, right? Flushed it out. I didn't trade this, and then they flushed it back to the upside. The whole key, though, is to trade above the 200 SMA. And last night on my trading group, it's crazy. I made $280 in like about 4 minutes, and I'll show you how I did it. I was on the 1 minute last night, and I saw that we were toying with the 200 MA here. Let's see what time was it. Let's see, because it was at about, we went live at 9 o'clock, right? So it was not there. Hold on, mate. Oh yeah, that was later on in the day. I believe it was this little flag here, but I'll see the time. 9 p.m. would be 21, right? Right there it was, right there, 21. So right here, I opened up this flag and I saw, man, that looks like it's flagging and it's going to break above the 200 SMA for some gains. And so I front ran it. I just threw in the trade right here, stop loss below this yellow line, and bang, it banged up for gains. I sold like right here and it continued to rip. It was a beautiful trade. So like what people don't realize is like, I don't care if the market's going up or down. I can find these, I can find these spurts above the 200 SMA and I can make gains. So this is what I'm showing you here. So my bad. So right here, we saw this flag and it broke above the 200 MA. You see, at 9 p.m. last night. So I saw this flag. I traded this flag for gains. And look, I got in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, about 10 minutes. I sold into this strong flag, and then boom, I would have made 500 had I stayed in. But it's not about what it could have. It's what you did do and what you maintain. So just But we're going to break down Bitcoin like we do every single day. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get that music back up and running. Let's get a hot tune up there. Yeah. Let's get your energy on. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. And it makes me look diesel too, right? So I was like, feeling like the Hulk recently. Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. If you're live, you're at the right place at the right time. Shout out to Crypto Bear Baker, Rave Song Records. It's funny, people were asking for you on the screen share last night. Where's Rave Song Records? Still had 125 people at the private screen share. Unbelievable. That blew my mind on a Friday night, how dedicated this group is. And then people were super excited to see how dedicated people in the group were. So look, there's a flag. I would have called it out had I not yapped my face off for the last 5 to 10 minutes without sharing the screen. Talking about last night, let's talk about right now. So there's a flag right there breaking to the upside for Bitcoin, low stochastic. Flag, low stochastic's point of control. Use the point of control, right? This red line on the VRVP told you were going a little higher. We're going to get back into the smaller time frames, but that would have been a nice scalp right there. But I don't usually weekend trade. Look at that shoulder, head, right shoulder, kind of that's a complex inverted. Look, you got a shoulder, head, shoulder. Broke out, tested the neckline of the head and shoulder. Looks like that could have some more juice in it. Anyway, let's break down what happened to the daily candle close. Let's have some fun. And last night we had an amazing screen share. I broke down all the coins that I've been buying for the last month. And you're like, how? It's been bearish. Things have been, what are you buying? I've been buying anyway. It doesn't matter. I've been buying. So you tell me, what do you guys think of the new jib arm? Is it in the way? Too big? Look at great. Now you want nachos. I know you do. I've been eating nachos here a lot here in Florida. I just feel like, it's just the thing to do. Like chips and dip just seems so light and right. A lot of sodium in these chips recently, though. It's like you got to make your own chips. Fasting clears it all out. You can eat bad and then fast for a week or two, and really will reset you. So it looks to me like we will close bearish, but anything could happen. We have 1 day and 11 hours, but we wanted this candle to close above this candle to confirm the bullish pin bar, right? The reversal doji, but we didn't get it so far. You really want to close above 64,000 on the weekly. No go, right? It seems like we want to continue this dumpage to the downside, but anything is possible, right? But right now on the weekly, it looks like we're going to get a bearish engulfing candle close, and that's not what we want to see against the reversal doji candle. However, we didn't take the wick out. The wick was pretty low at 56,250. I'll be okay with that possibly being one of the lows that we need to, we take out. We go back to the 3-day chart, and the 3-day chart to me got rejected by the top of the trend line. There was no retest on the 3-day chart. The 3-day chart just was in a range. And it says it's likely going to come down to the bottom of the range and possibly test what? The 50-day moving average, the 53-day moving average, the 53-day moving average. Get it? Not the 53-day moving average. And then this high volume node waiting at 52,100. And then, the Fibonacci back down to the golden pocket. If we retrace to the golden pocket, it would be 100% normal. It would be fine. We'd get a semi cup and handy to the upside. I drew this cup and handle a long time ago. Like when we were like here, I started drawing the cup. Like somewhere here, I was like, is this a cup? I made this a cup and handle when we first which really was a little handle. But I see the bigger cup and handle for Bitcoin, which would produce a massive gain. Remember, cup and handles go wick to wick from the low point of the middle of the cup. And who taught me this? Nobody. I backtested it till I learned that I was hitting more gains than almost anyone I'd have seen on the cup and handle, and that went all the way up to $130,000, right? So, and resistance here at 72,802 as well, right? So these are the key levels that I've been paying attention to and watching closely, all right, for Bitcoin. So a pullback wouldn't be crazy if we came all the way back down to 52, 51,000. And I've been saying that for a while now. Is it going to happen for sure? No guarantees. We have a higher low right now on the 3-day chart. Let's see if we can hold and maintain that idea. The daily as well, low, higher low. To me, it still could resemble and still is a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder that could break to the upside. If we get a length of a neckline here, bang, and this thing could palau, get it? Palau to the upside. See what I did there? Palau to the upside. Palau ID. 72,059 or 72K, right? It's back to 72,000. So could Bitcoin hold the higher low? That's the question. And I'm going to do something differently here now and show you, yes, I haven't given up on the idea that we are retesting this trend line. And until we break back inside, see resistance, breakout, retest. You break back inside, you're dropping down to 56,000. It's just, that's what I see happening. But you stay above this trend line, there's hope for this to move back to the upside and that inverted head and shoulder to get busy. So I maintain that, and as long as we got to get back above these 200 MAs, number one. Horrible that we lost the 200 MA right there on the 22. Horrible that we lost it here on the 12-hour. That's a bearish sign for me. And I was bearish ever since the 8-hour lost the 200 SMA. Remember that? Do you remember those days? I've been calling this market pretty right just by using moving averages. I'm not even calling it. The charts tell you what's likely going to happen. You just got to see them for what they are. So look at this crazy move here. And to me, what I see when I make sense of this is a shoulder, a head, and two shoulders. Again, a complex inverted head and shoulder. And you did not break the trend. You break the trend line, I'm telling you, you're coming to 56,000. It's going to be a fast move to the downside. The 4-hour also reset pretty nicely with a bullish div on the indicator. And you even see bullish divergence here. You are swinging up. Let's take a look at this RSI. On the 4-hour bullish div is not to be messed with. It's very strong. So you have a move up here on the RSI. On the 4-hour time frame, you have a move down. That's bullish divergence on the 4-hour at this retest moment. Interesting times. Right here, we have resistance for Bitcoin at 61,085. All right, our daily candle was super bearish yesterday. Look at it. It was a bearish engulfing candle. no go. I'm just giving you all the research that you need to make an assessed, educated probability guess on where the market could be going. To me, that's a bear flag at the present moment in time, but and you have resistance at 61,000. You must break back above 61K. So the 4 hour suggests the bounce is on the rise somehow, some way. And we will eat through this liquidity and get right back again. Fast. It was just a liquidity grab. The 1 hour wants to bounce to the upside too as well. And the 1 hour is resembling a semi cup and heady to the upside. There's your cup. It's not easy to see. There's your handle. But that's why they call me semi cup and heady, because I can see it when everyone else just sees a mess of stuff. And so if we hug on this high volume node, we break to the upside. So the 1 hour and the 4 hour look like we could get a move here to the upside. Even today, a bit of a short squeeze back to this liquidity zone on the VRVP. Go through the gap and get back to 62,300. Right? So, and again, I would never not wear a collared shirt to get dressed up for you. Today, it's Saturday, and I guess, I'm feeling too Florida-y, And I want people to take me seriously and not look at me like a fool either. So there's, dressing. Some people look at me, he's not wearing a collared shirt anymore. Oh, this guy. It's crazy how your image creates a persona. Your persona creates an image. It's important to keep the same image over time, especially if you're going to be in business. It's just the facts. Okay. It's just the facts. So we look here. I mean, that's a bear flag to me. So because you're making lower highs, you have to assume this is going to go further to the downside. The crazy thing is this could dump and still not break back inside the bigger pattern. Isn't that crazy? Dude, you do you. Nothing wrong with that. You made it. Now you're helping us. Shout out to Keith Bradbury. I love you. Can you look at Swarm Markets? I can see it heading down for the next month. Shout out to Keith Bradbury. Shout out to Fernando Morfin. Shout out to the official Gem Class podcast. Do you real recognize real? We're here for the TA. Even the stuffiest offices have casual Fridays, bro. You're funny. You look great for Saturday morning, right? No dad bod, only Florida balls. Oh, yeah. Although I'm starting to I got to work out even harder now to maintain the same physique. It's not as easy as it used to be. So we have a bit of a double bottom here with a higher low. Let's see if we can let's give this stochastic a chance to boot up here and see if we can break resistance and gap up to 62,250. All right. Which is our next big hurdle to cross for Bitcoin. So I see a possible move to the upside. Beautiful bullish engulfing candle. Nice pump there for Bitcoin. 15-minute also came up, but it is looking somewhat exhausted with not a lot of momentum to the upside. We need the 15-minute to break this resistance, and even I like to call the beginning of the resistance right there, 61,151. All right. So where do I stand? Am I short or long on the morning? Am I going to trade? I'm likely not going to trade because it's Saturday, and Saturday has a lack of liquidity, and there's less people on the market, so you're more likely to get stopped out. No matter how good your position is, you got to be careful, and if you lose on a Saturday. At the same time, low stochastics on the falling wedge did break to the upside. All right. And we had a little bit of bullish div here that ended up playing out. But crazy to see a liquidation that early in the morning. May 11th. Right? No, that was May 10th. But funny, the 15-minute makes me feel like it was so long ago. So the 15-minute had a double bottom here. Even look at inverted head and shoulder in a way. Shoulder, head, right shoulder on the stochastics RSI. Broke to the upside. I even see this kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder now that I didn't see before. But resistance, lack of follow through. 7 minutes, likely a little overbought too as well. And there you can see, look, the shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder to the upside for the 7-minute time frame. And then the 1 minute broke out of the flag that I saw there. It should have been near or close to the 21-day moving average, which it was. The moving averages were tight. It used the 200 SMA as a move, and we bounced from 60,007 all the way up to 60,961. Now we're in a bit of a flag here for Bitcoin. So I'd watch this little flag here. This actually may continue to the upside. The 1 hour and the 4 hour are bullish to me, which tells me we may get a reversal today back to 62,200. Not huge, but that's what I'm looking at. So I'd maintain, you know, at the end of the day, I'd go long with a stop below this low here at 60,400 if I had to trade today. It was on my life, but I wouldn't, you know. And we're likely to go more sideways. Now, if we dump, what we'll do is we'll lose the POC. We'll bearishly retest likely the bottom of the trend line, and you'll see a bearish retest here for a move to the downside. All right. And we'll be able to take this short down. We'll find a flag too. If we miss it, we'll find a flag on the 5 or the 7 if it doesn't move too violently, and everything will pan out nicely. All right. Okay. I'm happy with that, you know, with what we're doing here. So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. Are there any altcoins to watch? Anything happening today? Anything going down? Interesting. Token Metrics put this MAZZE coin on my radar because it looks a lot like Caspa. I don't like anything that looks like Caspa. I'm a Caspa maxi for sure. But, you know, when Token Metrics goes over it, and I deep dived in, it looks pretty interesting to me. And what I like about it, all right, is it has multiple narratives. And what people don't realize is ZK is going to come as a narrative it's going to work its way inside of the narratives we have now. ZK is already a narrative, but not enough people are talking about the ZK Sync narrative. And ZK Sync is basically, you know, privacy proofs. It has a way of, you know, getting the blockchain to know about newest things without using all of the blockchain to do that, right? ZK proofs, they're roll-ups. It rolls up other transactions into one transaction. You can always get back to it if you need it, but you don't have to have the entire blockchain to move forward. It saves space and time. All right, that's the quick way to think about it. All right. Shout out to Omar Lopez. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Pepe is acted as Pepe. Might want to have a look. Pepe's doing damage. Memes are doing damage. I'm excited to jump into some memes. And Bitcoin looking strong right now for a possible move here to the upside. I'm just, you know, I see probabilities of a move here. Look, it just pumped out this flag. And the stochastics are turning again. Look for a move here to 61,120. Break back into 61,000. What's your take on HBAR? I think HBAR is a beautiful project that's going to be here a long time. I just felt like the market cap was too big and there was so many other things. At the time when I was going to get into HBAR, which I never was, but when it was considered even to think about, number one, certain corny channels that I wasn't a fan of were loving HBAR. You know what I mean? And I'm not hating on HBAR. I like AJ likes crypto. He likes HBAR. A lot of people that I respect in the game are HBAR fans, and I think HBAR is big, and I think it's going to be huge. I just at the time, HBAR had, you know, somewhat of $1 billion market cap or more. AGIX had a $200 million market cap, and I just believed AGIX was a better investment at the time. And so far, it has panned out definitely to be that. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. What do you think of OLAS? I found OLAS like 2 or 3 months ago when it first came out on Token Metrics. They talked about it. It's interesting. It works, you know. I haven't deep dived it enough to give you my full-blown analysis on it, though. But it had a pretty good code quality as well. All right. DNX is interesting. Dynex, yeah, we traded it on and off. Yeah. A little bit of bearish div there. See that? Swing down to swing down while that swings up. And resistance at 61K. So coins on the radar. There's a bunch of different coins that are kind of brewing and they're hot right now. All right. I added ALEPH to my portfolio. We were looking at it a long time ago. We were trading it on and off for a while. All right. Let's take a look at what happened here. And it's funny, people, this is the wrong coin, but people like this coin too. It's interesting. This coin has some buzz. I would write even ALEPH down, but this one's ALEPH. You got to just add the E in there. And it's weird. They both have IU. One is ALEPH and the other one is ALEPH.im, which is so strange, right? Like, how much closer can two coins get? I find it strange. Anyway, we got into this down at 25 cents. It's been holding its own compared to the markets for a while now. So let me show you what I like about it and what's going on. All right. Number one, it's got that cup with the handle, right? So I'm Sammy cupping handy off the bat. So when I saw it right here breaking out of the handle at around 22, 23 cents, and then it dipped back down. I decided to get in on that little dip area here into these red candles and buy into the 25 zone. If you look at the daily, it's about to flip. If you look at the 4 hour, I feel like it broke out right now. I mean, the daily broke out, but the 4 hour looks good to me. The daily came back to the 21-day moving average in a flag, and it wants to break to the upside. So I like, you know what I mean? And previous support was resistance here at about 30. So your next area of contention is going to be about 56 cents for ALEPH. All right, let's take a look at our 4 hour time frame. And our 4 hour did break out, didn't give us as much sauce as I wanted. It was super low and we popped, and that's a little disconcerting. Like, you want more of a move out of a 4 hour. Now the 4 hours turning, but what it did do is it broke out of this trend line. All right, and so it broke trend. Let me fix this clean. It broke beautiful trend to the upside, and it's going to retest. It looks like this key level here at about 35 might even come back down to 35. Might come retest the top of this trend line. Let's look at our 1 hour time frame. And it's interesting, the 1 hour is in a bit of a flag here. So flag out the 1 hour. That 1 hour could be just like Bitcoin. Could be a nice reversal day for altcoins and Bitcoin if we get a nice move to the upside here for BTC. I feel like, look, it broke out of the pattern, broke back inside, got back above the 200 MA. Once you get above a 200 MA, I'm also super bullish. All right, look at our 4 hour. Once we got above the 4 hour 200 MA, that's another reason why I bought 25. I saw us break above the 200 on the 4, and I said, man, the last time this coin did this, it was gone, baby, gone. And so this could be the beginning of a bigger move for ALEPH, and that may have been the bottom, that local bottom that I bought there. He was even lower at 14, and so there you go, man. And we were trading this thing back in December, right around here somewhere, when it was, 10 cents, 3 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents. All right. We going up. Look at Rothschild Investments and know it's going to be all right. Things are very interesting. Go to Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I'd greatly appreciate it. But U.S. banks, major U.S. banks, including JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and PNC, have disclosed significant investments in the Bitcoin exchange-traded funds through filings with the Securities Exchange Commission. This move comes despite public skepticism and criticism of cryptocurrencies by some of these banks' executives, notably JP Morgan Chase Jamie Dimon, who was previously called Bitcoin fraudulent and expressed disinterest in the digital currency. The investment spans across various ETFs, including those managed by BlackRock, Fidelity, and Bitwise, highlighting a growing trend of institutional interest in cryptocurrencies, contrasting with the public stance of some financial leaders. It's weird, right? They can't say it's money laundering and it's this and that, and then also say, so they were just trying to tell you, they were trying to keep people from buying it. They're trying to keep the prices low for themselves. That's it. That is it. That is it. And we knew this was going to happen. I told everyone, your advisor is going to make you buy Bitcoin, and you're going to be like, but why? My buddy, he had a chance to buy Bitcoin at $3,000, $2,000. He was a multimillionaire. I said, man, just buy a couple $1 million of it. I said, when it goes to 60K, you're going to turn 1 million into 50 mil. I said, if you want to be a billionaire, I can make you a billionaire. My buddy was worth like 80 mil, and I kept telling him, but because I was only worth like 100 grand, he thought I was a clown. He's like, you didn't make the money, I made the money. And I get it. He didn't think I was a clown. I'm not going to say that, but he didn't, And now we probably have like the same amount of Bitcoin, even though he didn't even care about it because he had so much money. You know what I mean? But at the same time, so it didn't matter, right? He's like, he's got 50 mil, Goldman Sachs making like 1.5 a year for him, like cautiously. You know what I mean? Man, making 1.5 a mil doing nothing, right? That's like, anyway, 100 grand a month. You can do a lot with 100 grand a month, I'll tell you that right now. And it's crazy. The more money you make, you hang out with people with more money, right? Because you have access, right? You get into gated communities. Your neighbor has money. Your friends, everyone around you is, and you realize how much more money there is in the world because you never saw it because you were middle class your whole life. You saw it walking by, but you weren't in it. You weren't touching it. You weren't feeling it. You weren't at the restaurants. You weren't with the lawyers. You weren't hanging out with the accountants. And now, so I'm like a middle class kid that, I used to watch the rappers, right? They do this. Next thing you know, they'd be with the executives and I'd watch their life. And it's interesting. Like, I watch many actors blow up and I never thought it was going to happen the way it is right now, honestly. You dream of it, you think of it, but when it happens and you start living it, it's pretty awesome. I'll be honest, I'm not going to lie. And living in your dreams is amazing, and having space is amazing. I just own a Doctor Who store in India, and I like to trade. A Doctor Who store. Interesting. Lifer, could you please check out Cetus? How's the toe, Sammy? I'm giving him 5 and making him for doing chores. Hopefully he can get a Lambo by the time he's 16. You're funny. My 6-year-old Luke literally just came up to me and told him to put it in Bitcoin. I mean, the kids know. The kids pick up on this stuff fast. My daughter, it makes perfect sense to her. She said, with Bitcoin, you know where your money is. It's your money. In the bank, you never know where your money is. They could do anything with your money. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. All right. And Bitcoin's a little flat right now, but look at it. See, that's weekend trading. Look at that. Up and down. So the bearish divergence kicked in. So whenever I see something like this, though, I figured out how to do this, right? This is hidden bullish div, which tells you that the trend should continue to the upside. And then what you do is you make one of these. Just in the last 7-8 months, I started figuring out what they're doing here. And then they're either going to make the falling wedge or they're going to channel this sideways. Like, price action can only, if you study price action as much as I have, you'll find out that it doesn't have that many. You think it could do that many things, but it really can't. Like right now, it can go sideways, it can dump, or it can pump, right? And then and then when the stochastics are low, we most likely don't. And now you can do you dump when the stochastics are low? So this is how my trading style works, right? Circle that. Did you dump? No. Here the stochastics were low. Did you dump? No. Right? Here the stochastics were low. So you can now assume that now the stochastics were high here and we started to take a move down. The stochastics were high here and we started to move down. So now that we assess that only 3 things can happen. We can go sideways, we can move up, we can move down. We then look at the probabilities of the indicators. And when this indicator is low, it tells us we're likely to move up. So then we say, okay. And then I add other things like moving averages, and I backtest more sauce and the VRVP and support and resistance, and then voila, I have a probability that is better than the average person. You see what I'm saying? I don't think it's rocket science to me. It's literally logical. It's building blocks of education so you can see what's happening, and it's about maintaining a calm mental health. Calm mental health. Like it's all about having a proper environment. Like today, I used this for 4 years, this old jib arm, and it may even be better in some ways because it's smaller and less obtrusive, right? You don't see it as much. But this is like what, $50? This is like $200, This is a little jankier at the same time, but it works great. Right? It worked great for me for a long time. Why did I put on a new one? I'm always just doing something new. I want to try something different. I don't want to keep it the same, right? I don't know. I'm just talking out my face on the weekend here. But on the weekend, I like to be more screen share-like and be more connected and feel like we're one together and we're just chilling in the living room hanging out with the lifer and with you, Love the shirt. I'm chilling by the pool listening to Love Florida. Wow, he's chilling by the pool too, man. Unbelievable. There's my pool right there, chilling. There's my view. I still can't believe it. Every single day I sit there and I rejoice and I relax. On its way to the Smithsonian. I love it, man. Love the upgrades to the studio for sure. Isn't it so fun to I don't know, why are we so nerdy about little gadgets and something about it, right? I love having the studio too. My friends come over. Whenever someone from the neighborhood would come over, their kids would be at our house, and my wife would be she'd want to show them the studio, because who has 6 monitors, all the lights, and they would just come in and be like, whoa, what does your husband do, And I'd get all oh, I'm just I'm a YouTuber. It's fun to live in the reality you created, right? Once it's unique. When I meet people now and they're like, what do you do for a living? And I can either say I'm in finance and kind of just mumble around, or I can say I'm a teacher. I'm a t-shirt model. You really do? No. I'm modeling your shirt today that you bought me. You bought me this shirt, babe. Buy the dip. You're the funny one in the family. Everyone thinks it's me, but it's you. She writes all my jokes. She's the writer behind the show. It's BB. Everyone knows that anyway. Everyone knows that I'm a clown and it's all BB. She does all the TA and I just listen to her in the morning and then I spit it back out and regurgitate it. She does everything. You know what I mean? I sell Doctor Who toys, shirts, and CDs. I'm living in my childhood as a Gen X man. Keith Bradbury. Who is Doctor Who, man? You guys will be like, I didn't watch. My parents kept me away from like the average stuff that most people know. A British science fiction program produced by the BBC. The Doctor Who. Interesting. Hey, man, whatever makes you happy and lets you do what you want to do with your life. All right. Who? Doctor Who? I guess I'm a kid from Boston. Why would I watch a 1963 British sci-fi? I have heard of it now. So assessment here. This is Saturday morning. Yeah, it could be a head and shoulder pattern, but I'm seeing more bullishness here for Bitcoin. Stochastics are telling me that a move is coming to the upside here. Shout out to Master Friend, up early, 7 a.m. on a Saturday. Kicking it with the lifer, man. And he's probably going to go live with the Purple Crew today, or he might do something this weekend. I don't know what he's doing, but we got to hang out, actually. Probably maybe tonight. Shout out to my man, Master Friend. But inside of my trading group, I found a teacher that I found who was very special and really cared about people's trading. He fell more in love with people's trading than he did with his own trading, which is just kind of what happens. You get so distracted helping others, you realize you have to get back to your own self, right? It's weird, right? That's what happens as a teacher. And then you balance that, your own trades with helping other people. Like some days I could sit there and try to make a trade and then I wouldn't do assessments. And then I would miss out on the perfect assessment for everybody while all I cared about was my money in my account. So I balance between some days not trading at all and giving everyone a full-blown analysis and being the best. And then, there's a balance there. In everything in life, there's a balance. All right? In everything in life, there's a balance. You're our professor of finance and thought. You make me a better man, Sam. Thank you so much. My man, much love. Shout out to the Don Weldon. We love you, man. God bless you for being here. First time watching, Midnight Australia. Shout out to my man, MG Motorsport. We love you. We appreciate you. Hit the like button, subscribe, and notification bell. My son turned me on to Bitcoin in 2013. I thought it was cute. I eventually got it. Dude, you're so lucky that you had kids and your kids put you on. See, that's why you have kids and you teach them right. He brought it back to you. Your outgoing nature, your ability to be curious, you taught him that, and then he brought it back to you. Coinbase gave us the signal about the 1Q results with retail, not in compared to institutions, massively. And they go on TV being negative, but buying. Yeah, of course. So that looks like a right shoulder, right? They could break to. I don't want to say. I'm going to get rid of this measured move because sometimes people take the measured move as I say we're going up, and I haven't opened up a trade. I'm still just assessing the situation. Like we got to break back above 60,000, 61K to be bullish, really. Right here. So that's my assessment for the day. You're watching the 1 minute to see if this flag could break you out. It's more likely we go sideways inside the bigger channel. If we break above the 200 SMA on the 7-minute time frame, which I talked about last night, which we did this morning, I'm more bullish, right? Actually, that's a nice breakout right there. Could technically open up a trade with a stop loss right below the 200 at the present moment in time. So there's one trade right here. Stop loss below the point of control. And then you just want to go up to like the next major resistance points. So I didn't mean to move that line. And so I'd go up to like 61,240 or something. And maybe if you can, that would be crazy if you get a breach. There's a chance we do get a short squeeze today. We're going to look at BOOKMAP. Thank you. Thank you. Let's sign up to Master Friend, man. Yeah. So the fact, see how the 7-minute broke to 200? That can be a bullish sign. All right. 1 minute head and shoulder taking over though. See how we saw that? We saw the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. Now you're making more of a falling wedge. Which is cool. Remember, if you lose the 1 minute 200 and then you bearishly retest, that's a short to the downside. And when I show you, we will likely head down to this trend line, 59,000. Liquidity suggests we go to 59K too. Like if you look at BOOKMAP, all the money is there. What is BOOKMAP? It's an API giving me Binance Futures, Bybit, and OKX, and it's showing me where basically all the money is on the exchange. Like there's he wants to buy 1,390 Bitcoins there, 890. This is one of the biggest buy orders I've ever seen at 59K. So there's like 2,000 Bitcoins or more actually, like almost 3,000 Bitcoins that want to be bought right there. 3,000 Bitcoins they want to purchase at that present. So a lot of liquidity right there. It suggests that we likely do go to 59,000 because they like to get their money. So that says we go right down to this area that I'm showing you, and this is going to drop to the downside. So I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but so now that we know there's liquidity down there, if we end up leaving the 200 SMA on the 1 minute, and let's just say the 7 minute, because you're above it right now. So you'll first lose the 200 SMA on the 7, which is different, but today that's what's going to happen. So you lose this yellow line here. So that's why we're watching the 1 minute. If the 1 minute flag breaks out or just channels. So tonight I'm live at 8 p.m. What do I see happening? It looks like we're going to go sideways, right? Just kind of do something like this. But honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen, right? I look at the price action every couple of hours and it will give me an indication. If 2 hours from now we're losing the 200 SMA on the 1 hour, I'll start to be bearish. If we still break up and then we go for the next 200 SMA on, like, let's say the 15. And honestly, there's my old sauce is starting to form. Tight moving averages with the gap up to the 200 SMA. Look at that. So cup and handle, I believe that's even a Fibonacci. Yeah, it's a golden pocket, 618 or 618. I mean, that's interesting. So I like it. So I see some bullish signs for Bitcoin on the smaller and the bigger time frame. Some mixed signals on weekend chop. And I knew it drew a lot, and I maybe messing with you. If you're a beginner, I apologize today because I'm got a little bit of. I can see how you back. Wait, what is he doing? Look for this to break to the upside here. Defy that head and shoulder pattern. I mean, whenever you defy a head and shoulder, I see this breaking up. I see Bitcoin moving to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if we're actually somewhere in the 61,000s when I come live tonight. And so my assessment is Bitcoin does a move here and gets a bit of a squeeze to the upside. But you never know. I could be 100% wrong. Would you love to do a breakdown of the relationship between Nikola Tesla and JP Morgan? I mean, yeah. I mean, Nikola was basically showing people that direct alternating current was better. See, direct current. See, JP Morgan had direct current. You went this way, but then you had to make another wire to go back. But Tesla created alternating current. You could go back and forth in the same cord. And so you could use half the wires. So he saved the world like billions and millions of dollars and man work because we didn't have to run 2 wires now. We could only run 1. But JP Morgan was afraid that Tesla would take over, so he shocked puppies literally at fairs. Really true story. You could look it up, right? To try to scare people away from alternating current because he knew that it was going to be the best. And then Nikola wasn't the best businessman, and they really messed with him a lot and took advantage of him. And they eventually, I believe, put mercury underneath his scrotum, leaving him kind of like inept in the New Yorker hotel, and stole all of his everything that he made. And he ended up dying penniless in the New Yorker hotel, one of the greatest creators of our world, Nikola Tesla. Crazy because throughout when I was learning about his life, I was living in New York and I was going places, where I was learning about him. For instance, I would meet this one guy, my casting director, at the New Yorker hotel, because that's where he had his, he was like a live-in office. He wasn't supposed to be living in, but it was like, and then I worked on Houston and Broadway, the corner. And as I'm reading the book, I'm literally on Houston and Broadway inside of a building, and that's where he had his shop. And it's weird. So my life followed the physical areas that he was, And while I was reading the book, like I could have been reading the book now, I live in Florida, but I was reading the book in New York, and I was like actually going to the places by coincidence that he was in during the book, you know. Tesla launched free electricity for all, exactly. And that's the whole story for Tesla. Tesla's the story of the end of time. Tesla's the same story of money right now in the industry. And you'd be like, what do you mean? Well, it's about being free. It's about cryptocurrency. It's about the ability to transact. He wanted energy to be free. Money is transactional energy. And so he just wanted things to be free. But I'm preaching about Nikola Tesla, my love. You know what I'll do for you? I'll start the car right now, and that will let you know that we're on our way. Wow, I have 5 minutes from the boss. You see how she speaks to me? Man, beautiful times. Beautiful times. Oh yeah, I was like, what am I doing? I'm starting the car. Sorry, everybody. Saturday morning show, I really just do a Bitcoin update for my trading group. And I started doing a morning show on Saturday, and then it turned into a morning show. I love that, man. You can start the Caspa Caddy right from the car. And it shows you an exact picture of the caddy. Look at that. The same color, everything. They make you pay $15 a month for that app, which I think is ridiculous. You already buy the car. Then they make you know, you got a remote start in Florida. You got to cool that car down for your kids, man. Especially I got girls, man. I got 3 girls. They got to be, I treat my girls like all of them get treated like their husbands are going to be, they're going to have to work pretty hard to keep them happy because they got a daddy that gave them everything. Thank you, Master Friend, for showing up me who ICT is. And thank you, Sam, for bringing Master Friend on as part of the team. Yeah. And I'm not going to be rude. I never used ICT once in my life, and I've made millions of dollars. You know what I mean? I just use my system. And that shows you my humility, the ability to bring on someone that teaches something different and still be cool with it. You know what I mean? Because he used a lot of my own system. He paid homage to what I did. He said, you helped me. He said, I saw the cup and handle. I saw these things, and it changed the way he said, don't ever think that I wouldn't be where I'm at without you, man. He said, I pay so much homage to you. He said it the other day, super respectful and honorable, man. And those are the type of people I want to be around, man. I work super hard every single day. Anyone I bring around, I feel like it's a privilege to be in my circle. I work 7 days a week. You don't find that. That's a rarity. You don't find people doing that, you know? And so when you get with someone that works 7 days a week and you're running with them, don't lose them. Don't give up on them. You know, I had people double cross me and mess with me, and it just like, it makes me wonder why. Now they're looking from the outside. They could have been on the inside, but now they're gone. Like, you know, and they probably kicked themselves every single day. They were in the inner circle. They had it all. I was never going to stop grinding. My life was going to continue. If you ride with me, you're only going to benefit. There's only going to be benefit there. And they couldn't see that. They thought they were better than me. They thought, you know, and then they tried to do what I did, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. And they gave up. And that is the key. That is the number one life lesson too. You know what I mean? You have the best tea I've seen. Hey, lifer, there's such a thing as spreading yourself too thin by having too many coins in spot. Yeah, possibly, for sure. I agree. Yeah. The two tiles together are top notch. What he really does is master that leverage, man, at a level of never seen before, right? And he really cares about people, man. I love him. I love him, man. He's my buddy. There he is right there. I forget he's here. God bless Timmy and Rave Song and all the 99. Love you guys. We love you too, man. And that's the thing, man. It's a family. I just joined the 99. Shout out to Ragnar jumping on in, man. We love you. We appreciate you. And we're going to do everything we can to keep you going. All right. All right, everyone. I got liked out of my first band because I wanted us to practice too much. I got kicked out of the... Yeah, exactly, right? All right, everybody. I love you. What? Yeah. I got to jump on out of here. My kid has a play date. I'm watching Alpha in this flag. I'm already in it personally, and I got my money involved. So bang, bang, bang. We got some other coins I went over. We had a weekly screen share last night where I broke down all the newest things that are hot. I gave a list of the 10 hottest new coins in the market right now that I believe are going to do some damage. You guys got so much information yesterday. I was working super hard. So I gave my entire portfolio as well. talked about things that I'm in, and we had a blast. So everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. Sam, your arms are looking good, bro. You look swole. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Omar Torres, man. Boss is going to come back. Better leave, lifer. Yeah, exactly. And then the car shuts off after 15 minutes. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. for Bitcoin and the Saturday night live stream. We're going to have a blast. Buy the dip. I did. You got to do what you got to do. I put 100 grand in this market when everyone was crying and whining. So, hey, we'll see what happens. Will I go down in flames, or will that 100 grand turn into $1 million or more? Because I had the guts to invest when everyone else was running around in fear. Use the fear to your advantage. I love you all. God bless you. I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m.